Hello, my name is Valerie White Williams, and I am a voice teacher and vocal coach for Vocal Splendor Studios. I teach online piano and voice lessons all over the world using the internet through Skype, FaceTime, and Zoom. If you are interested in lessons, please go to my website at vocalsplendor.com. But for today, I am going to do another reaction video. This time for Throwback Thursday, we are going to listen to and respond to Van Halen, Hot for the Teacher, 1984 live concert. Let's have a listen. There's Van Halen. Woo! All those scarves. Yes, that was a thing. Yeah! School. Gonna stop just makes a school. He said that little scoop. Now, the thing about David Lee Roth is he was such a showman and always moving on the stage that you didn't realize what a great singer he was. He was rock solid. I talk a lot about that jaw and that loose jaw. Total loose jaw with David all the time. School, blah, 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 blah. I don't know the words exactly, but his jaw was always very loose. And he also was really easily able to access his falsetto, and he did what he called falsetto screams. I'll talk a bit about that later. Teacher, yeah. Even Michael, he was an awesome singer as well. That super high tenor, really. I'll talk later. Those cans, oh my gosh. Ah, groupies! Right there. So Ray, David actually wasn't a tenor. In the era of the 80s with the screaming tenors, everybody wanted to be a tenor. David wasn't one. Yet he was in one of the most famous bands in that era, but he had perfect control over his falsetto and what we would call the falsetto scream. Wow! So let's keep listening. Always posing. He rocks. Such a great singer. Look at him go. Rock solid. Another underrated singer. And the tempo is so solid. No drum machines back then. Those guys were burning musicians. And they having so much fun. Eddie was just a monster. Perfectly in time. Perfect.
Well, you people make a whole lot more noise than the United States, don't you?
And notice that his speaking voice sounds just like his singing voice. You made this. So really healthy voice. Very clear and clean. And there's that richness to it, because that's that baritone color. that he has, that he brings to the rock, which is really makes it more edgy. Wow, that's it. Oh my, wow. So, what is a takeaway with this? I'm going to be honest, this is the music of my generation, and I'm going to admit something to you guys. When I was growing up, I was not into rock music. Truth. However, when I started teaching, that's who I got in my studio. I actually began teaching voice in Seattle in this era, and everybody wanted to be David Lee Roth. I mean, I even had a student who had the same tights and the same scarves and the hair and everything. It was pretty hilarious. And I was a young teacher trying to help these guys. So that began my whole concept of teaching voice to anyone who came to me and learning how to teach it. So it's really fun to come back and watch this video, because I never went to a Van Halen concert. And again, I wasn't a huge fan, but the music was around me. But watching how they play today is so amazing. I mean, they're all just such tight musicians, and they can keep that burning tempo, and just all the solos were not a misbeat, burning together, singing, moving around. I mean, Michale Anthony was like, I'm just amazed by him. And of course, David Lee Roth was an ultimate frontman, always moving on the stage, always jumping around, very, very physical singer. But as a singing technique, really loose, really relaxed jaw, used his voice really from his prominent vocal color, and then he was really efficient in what we call the falsetto screams. And the students that I worked with in those days, they're the ones that actually helped me learn about that, because wow, wow. And the interesting thing about his falsetto screams, it wasn't hoo, hoo, you know, like an R&B singer might be, the really pretty Prince sound, but it had a bit of that belt face is what we've learned to think about. So it was like, wow, wow. And he probably got a little scratch like I'm adding as well. So, and it was just judicious. He wasn't always making those sounds, but the thing about David Lee Roth is that he wasn't a tenor. There's all these other great rock tenors of that era, and he was kind of an imposter. Not he was an imposter that he wasn't a good singer, but he was kind of pretending to be a high singer. But that's what gave him that virility and that strength and that power, and oh my gosh, that physical presence. So it's really fun to see and look back and look at that from the fresh eyes of today. Please let me know who else I should react to. Do you know of any other really great rock footage? I would love to react to that. Thank you so much for the likes, shares, and subscribes. Have a great day, and see you next time. Bye.